핸섬 소세지.
Today is the day finally that we're reacting to Symphony live clip. We've heard so many good things about it, and even from the live sampler video, this was the one that stood out a lot because of Jungsu playing the piano. And it's called like Symphony.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's gonna be like symphony elements.
Obviously.
We'll see, right? We'll see how it goes and talk about the music, everything afterwards. Let's check it out. 3, 2, 1.
Click. Oh.
So it starts with okay.
Was there this type of like laid back melodies? Whoa! Yes, Discord, yeah. Clash. Huh?
Wow.
무음으로 가득 찼던 소음에 지나지 않던 내 세상이 뒤틀리기 전 Tease me 귓가에서
Oh, are they going up?
I can't tell where it's going.
Wow.
Oh, the guitar lines!
Wow.
Whoa. Yo, Jungsu is just...
This is Jungsu song, man.
귓가에는 노래 Oh my gosh 낯선 세상 속에 빠진 날 가엾이 여긴다면 마침표를 허락해줘 제정신은 마음이 원성인 마냥 침묵 정전마저 다르게 들려와 나는 불안정해 그리고 불안전해 서로 알아야 해 Show the with or without
Whoa.
Oh my god.
They made the drum like a percussion.
Hey! Fire!
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, yo, that
drum is
driving
fire, dude.
insane.
Oh, that was a guitar. Oh shit. Oh, and they got an outro. I thought they would... Wow.
Yo, all these crazy drive, despite of it, I gotta say this was a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
This was like a symphony. Symphony and Jungsu funny. Jungsu's piano was standing out so much. Even they actually put the formation in the video, putting Jungsu in front and the side like the wing like that. I think they wanted to really emphasize on that, the piano.
So before we even get to the incredible piano skill that Jungsu showed us here, let's talk about the idea of the title, Symphony, which obviously comes from symphony. Not a classical musician, but if we talk about strict definition, this just cannot be a symphony because it doesn't involve a full orchestra. But if we just bend it, because it's called symphony, then I guess they are sort of playing with this idea of a symphony in their own way. And what I found very interesting is because there are a lot of solo section, quote unquote, in this condensed multi-movement piece, it just sort of felt like a concerto whenever Jungsu is playing the piano and singing, and it just felt like they're doing a little solo section to connect and they move into a different movement. I don't know, from your perspective, because as far as I know, you major in violin, so did you have anything to add when it comes to the idea of symphony and how they progress the music?
Honestly, it's been a while so I completely forgot everything about it. But
fair.
I know that it involves like some movements.
But
technically, as far as I know, like the symphony usually starts with like quiet or a bit like beautiful, like if you make it just really simple, and then they go into this like hoppy kind of place, and you actually end on very like immense and like everything just like, and it's like a finale type of thing.
Right. If it's like classical 3-movement piece, like Moonlight Sonata, for example, then you will see that kind of progression.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, perfect example would be the Moonlight Sonata. Yeah, they start with do 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 do. That would be something like Jungsu's start of piano, but right after that, there's like this like virtuoso type of piano playing involved from Jungsu. It was surprising that it was in the first part. I'm sorry again, although I majored in classical music, it's been like more than 10 years, I totally forgot everything. Yeah. And one of the cool thing is that at the outro, like if you say symphony, where they usually end on like finale type of thing, they actually went back to Jungsu's that beautiful
almost like a solo ending.
Yeah,
right?
solo ending, and then slowly, and then bam. If I remember correctly, the chord was like 1-6-5-1. The music was actually leading to that chord progression though. Na, 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 na. Although like there are like semitone movements, they always have this like 5 before going into 1, which is very classical element, I think. And I think they continued using that. So
again, not a classical musician, and ex-classical musician in university who's forgotten everything because he became a K-pop producer. So take everything with a grain of salt. I'm sure there are experts. So if you know what we're talking about, if you can elaborate on it in the comment section below, please help us out here. But you get the gist of what we're trying to say. They are definitely playing with the idea of symphony to a certain extent. What's more interesting for me, and you sort of mentioned it, Hansi, at the end there, is those semitone movements and specifically the musical dissonance that we hear with the clashing notes, and particularly how that works thematically, because if you know the lyrics, they are very unstable and alone, and it's just everything is sort of wobbly without the other half, for example, if it's a romantic song, if you want to take it that route. And they represent that with those clashing notes throughout the song, until that resolution where it feels like they've reached the stability necessary at the end. It's almost like a happy ending. And, it's sort of drawing the ride that they're taking toward that finale. And I think that's why you also say that there are hints musically of that journey being, represented. So they did a clever job of sort of mixing that tension and also letting you know that, but this is going toward a path that you would, I guess, be satisfied with at the end of the day. And the story that they tell with lyrics sort of match with the music that way. That was my favorite part musically, not even getting to the amazing vocal that we've talked countless times. So I'm not going to go too much in detail with that.
Hey, is it only me? At verse parts, there's like a clash between like voices and chord. One of those like lines that doesn't belong in the chord, because I feel like it's clever. I just realized that it basically is belonging in the chord. It's because there's an inversion. In the chorus part, they go like na na. So they go like semitone above and then playing that major thing. It is that, but they're playing the fifth as a root for the verse part. Na 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 na. That na is a root of a second chord, which was inverted, and at chorus part, that is the root. So that's why I was like, oh shit, what's going on? But it makes sense. The verse was basically continuing with the chorus, which it doesn't sound like at all. So it's even more clever.
If you don't get this, don't worry. The whole thing is that it's very clever, and they've pictured everything in advance, basically, to create this music. So, anything else?
I think there was some of the cool drum percussions that makes you think about this orchestra vibe. And that was one of the cool things because it wasn't that typical that band thing.
Right after like the first part ended.
Yeah,
and
I think
came in again, it was a different.
Marching percussion kind of thing.
They also did that with the piano pattern as well.
Exactly,
in the middle.
and some crash cymbals.
And surprisingly, they didn't go for a more obvious route of using like string effects.
Exactly, yeah.
For the synth as well, they use it like distorted sounds and guitar sounds as well to give that Symphony feel instead of going for that orchestral feel. So I really like that kind of daring approach because people obviously expect this sound to have a lot more nod to the classical symphony than what they actually did here. So that in itself is a twist, and I love that. But either way, that was Symphony by Xdinary Heroes. Another great piece. I saw that they actually dropped a live clip for another song called Feeling Nice. If you want us to check that out next, let us know. Otherwise, comment down below what you want to see next from us when it comes to reacting to Xdinary Heroes and this album. We'll do that, and we'll see you in that one, everybody. So take care. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.
Valerie May Lopez,
Library Witch,
Nonita,
Deidra,
Carolina,
Liz Isenberger,
Rungprey Shamsawang,
Kanjana Presiton,
Anel,
Geisha Pace,
Malaya, Park,
Supanisago,
Samantha Silkot,
Valeska,
Nino,
Gilliam Castellanos,
Tarini,
Crystal,
Blue Lilies,
City Marie.